Hey guys, so this is going to be my middle school observation reflection. In the paper that I wrote, it's going over the two tasks that I completed during this observation time. And so I'm just going to go into a little bit more detail on that today and just talk about my experience as a whole in my middle school observation period. Overall, my middle school observation period was amazing. I had a great time. My mentor teacher was amazing. She was an absolute superstar, and she's one of the best teachers I've gotten to work with so far. So my first experience with the students was to just observe her and what she does on a day-to-day basis. So pretty much, I would just follow her around and watch what she does. After just a few days of following her, I actually got to work with a few students and sit down with them and actually talk to them and work with them on some things that either the teacher would want me to work on them with or stuff that I needed to work with them with. So these students, they ranged from 6th grade to 8th grade, being in middle school, and their education levels registered from 1st grade to about 8th or 9th grade. So there was a wide range of students that we were working with. Overall, I think there was about 40 to 50 students, maybe total. And that was just an amazing experience to see. So one of the first things I got to do was talk to just one student, and I kind of got a student interview with him. In this interview, I asked him about the inclusionary practices at his school and in his classrooms and everything, and if he feels included, what his teachers are doing to make him feel included, and things like that. And he said that in like his general education classes, most of the times he feels included, but sometimes he'll fall behind in some of these areas, and then it'll just kind of be a struggle for him to feel included, and so then he'll just fall behind because he doesn't feel up to par with the other students. But in his intervention classes with my mentor teacher, he says that he feels very welcomed and very wanted, and that just made me so happy to hear, because whenever you're working with a student who has a disability or an IEP or 504 plan, you always want to make sure those students feel welcome and wanted in your classroom. The second thing that I was able to do was observe a math lesson that my mentor teacher actually taught. So this was more of a review lesson that I got to observe. She was kind of reviewing over some stuff they'd been working on for the past 2 weeks, I think. And so they played the game I Have, Who Has, where each kid has a card, and on the card it has I am blank. And that'll have like a math problem or a math number, and then it'll say who has, and then it'll give them another math equation, and then it just goes on from there. And before that started, my teacher went over what would be on the cards just so they knew what to expect, really. And I thought that was really nice because she didn't just throw them out to them and be like, here, do this, but she kind of not warned them, but gave them a heads up about what they were going to be doing. So I thought that was really awesome to look at and see. I also got to work with some students on progress monitoring, and this was really nice to see because I got to see exactly where the students were and maybe what they were struggling with or what they needed help on, and I was able to actually give them that help and give them that guidance that they needed. That was always really nice to see as well. But overall, I had just an amazing time at this school. The mentor teacher I worked with, again, she was a rock star, and so I'm so glad that I got to work with her, and I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I hope it gave y'all a little insight onto what I did.